Alright, third time's a charm. I got this set up properly now. Okay, so, this time I'm gonna do the no items, no computers category, which is right up my alley. So, let's go. Start my splits. Anyone who saw my last one saw I was playing as Peach last time. I've since changed my character. I like the idea of no items, no computers. It's just, let me do my thing. I call it a road trip. It's a little annoying that you have to select 32 races and only do 30 of them. Like, Nintendo should have given us the option to race on 30 races. Interestingly, nobody's done the no items category yet. At least that has been put up. I'm sure probably someone has done it, and the moderators just haven't moderated it yet, because it took them like 2 weeks to get my first run moderated. So, for all I know, I might not be the first person doing it, but maybe I am the first person doing it. Who knows? If I am, I'll be world record at least for a little bit. And that's the mindset I'm gonna have. But then again, I said last time, the mindset I typically have is my only opponent is myself. And this will probably be the Traveling Plumbers category I use from now on, is the no items, no computers. Because no items means I can do whatever the hell I want. Yeah, last time I was Peach on Mach Rocket, but now I'm Bowser Jr. on Mach Rocket. They play about the same, and honestly, I really like Bowser Jr. in this outfit. Right. It's going against my personal best, but it's whatever. I screwed up a couple times, it's whatever. Not having the dash food is something that's a little weird, but it's whatever. It feels weird going up to a Yoshi's and there just not being anybody there. But yeah, I liked this new update with the no items, because that was something that I liked to do in Mario Kart 8, and baffled me it took them this long to give it to us in Mario Kart World. They gave us no computers before they gave us no items. There's still a Yoshi waving outside of it, even though it doesn't give you any food. Which is kind of funny. Alright. Ooh, that was close. I said I'm mostly someone who just casually does this because I like Mario Kart. I don't care if I constantly get bumped down in placements. It's like... Whoop! Lost all speed there. Alright, DK Spaceport is next. It has been a good little while since I last did my last one of these. I figured, let's do something consistently on speedrun.com. Try to, at least, you know? Because there's other categories of Mario Kart 8 I could do as well. I might also... Did I say Mario Kart 8? I meant Mario Kart World. I should do Mario Kart 8. See what their categories are. Because, of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in particular. Because I think there were also a no emulator rule. I think Mario Kart Wii actually did have a emulators allowed rule, if I'm not mistaken. Which, given that I don't have a Wii, well, I mean, I do, but it's not mine, it's the family Wii. I don't have a personal Wii at the moment. I can't play Mario Kart Wii on my capture card. It was like, we have the family Wii, but we don't have, I don't have a personal one. And I think I'm actually going to get a Wii U instead of a Wii. Because, you know, there's absolutely nothing stopping me from buying a Wii U at that point and doing some mods for... Because I'm fairly certain I can play Mario Kart Wii custom tracks on the Wii U as much as I can on the Wii. And there's also Mario Kart 8 custom tracks I can do. Alright. We're almost to DK Spaceport. Yep, the intermission music just kicked in. This is my favorite category Mario Kart World has for sure. I like the idea of traveling plumbers. It feels more like a Mario Kart World thing. I wish that no items was possible in free roam, you know? Ooh, got an itch on my nose. Alright, was able to scratch it in time. I'd say I'd already memorized this track, but it's pretty easy. Yeah, I went about getting all of the characters and costumes and figured, you know, if I find a costume I like better than the one for Peach, then I'll use it. I didn't expect to find one, though. Then I found this little guy, and I thought this is the cutest thing. I gushed over it. I thought it was the cutest little thing. Like, look at the little Boy Scout. Yeah. It's especially funny because the other characters with the adventure outfit, I don't really care for. It was really only Bowser Jr.'s that I liked. Explorer, I think is what they called it. Just because his was a Boy Scout costume. It wasn't like the other ones where it was just like your typical cliche safari or explorer outfit. His was a Boy Scout uniform, which felt very right. Alright, Whistle Stop Summit. I know technically Whistle Stop is one word, but I did it as two just so I could differentiate it between that and Warrior Stadium in my abbreviations. I don't know why I did abbreviations. Oop, should not have looked off the screen. I think my idea of using the abbreviations was just to save room on the splits, but I probably could have fit most of those names on there anyway. At first I thought I wasn't going to have too many issues, and then I got to Boo Cinema and Bowser's Castle, and I'm like, shoot, I have to think of something for Bowser's Castle, because there's no way I can do anything else for Boo Cinema, and I think I ended up doing BWC, if I'm not mistaken. I could have also done BCL, like CL for Castle, but I think I did BWC, if I'm not mistaken. And we're here. I like that not only is there a speedrun category that uses the intermission tracks, but said category also has you doing it in a continuous trip, not like selecting tracks here or there to do. You make it, it really fits the open world element, and I call it a road trip whenever I do it personally. Like let's take a road trip from one track to another, and then of course it's never a track that's like directly connected. Alright, what's next? Desert Hills. I'm doing my splits differently because I don't think it actually matters besides when you start the first split and when you end the last one. Alright, on my way to the worst retro track in the game, in my opinion. I know some people say Koopa Troopa Beach, but I think that's... I mean, don't get me wrong, Koopa Troopa Beach is down there for me. But I like Koopa Troopa Beach better than I like Desert Hills, because at least Koopa Troopa Beach has vibes, you know? Speaking of that, this new update changed something with Koopa Troopa Beach that I really appreciated. When doing an intermission, now you actually do 2 laps around Koopa Troopa Beach. Part of me wishes you did 3 laps around every track when you do an intermission. I know that would make the tracks a lot longer, but like some tracks, when you do a proper intermission, don't do it, but I was about to say I thought you could see Shy Guy Bazaar from here, but I don't think that's Shy Guy Bazaar. I think that it's part of Desert Hills. I think I've said my piece on Desert Hills before. I'm one of the few people out there that doesn't hate Desert Hills. I just feel like it doesn't have its identity. Oh, we're driving it backwards. Okay. That reminds me, I saw someone who mentioned that they thought that a backwards mode was coming because they saw a screenshot of Mario Bros. Circuit driven backwards. But a good half of the intermissions to Mario Bros. Circuit do have you driving the track backwards anyway. So And when you're in it, and yeah, so I think he just misread the screenshot. Alright, from the lesser of two desert retro tracks to the better of two. You know, I was never like the biggest Shy Guy Bazaar fan, but I think that this was the best game to bring it back to. Ooh. Just because Shy Guy Bazaar made perfect sense here. Like, of course, an actual city, because, you know, it's a city. Of course it would be in an open world setting. I just wish that Shy Guy Bazaar was always at night when you did time trials. That's actually something I would love Nintendo to do. Like, give us time settings when we do time trials or versus mode or something. Like, allow us to control the day and night cycle. Like, for example, the sun's coming up now. The sun was down on at Desert Hills, but it's coming up now, and Shy Guy Bazaar was always a track that took place at night. Yeah, I think I should look into Mario Kart 8 speedrunning and do some Mario Kart 8 stuff. I wonder if there's a 96 track Mario Kart 8. Probably not. That would be awesome, though. All 96 tracks. At very least, I expect there to be a 48 and 48. Like, the entire Booster Course Pass as one. Alright. Shy Guy Bazaar. Ow. Okay. It was kind of cool that we have Daisy's Palace and Peach's Castle in the same game. And done in a way that's tasteful. Like, they're both parts of tracks and they make sense. Like turning Shy Guy Bazaar into the city where Daisy's Palace is a really smart move. And that's Shy Guy Bazaar. Whew. Well, palms are starting to get a little sweaty. Where am I going next? Wario Stadium. Of course I am. Like, I have a couple times where my abbreviations split words up. Like, the next one I have on this one is Airship Fortress, and I have it as ASF, even though airship is one word. Just because ASF made more sense than just AF. Even though I think you could probably have pieced together which track was AF. There are no others that would have had those initials. Oh, Grumble Volcano. Interesting music for this. Okay. It is good that Nintendo's constantly updating this game, because there's definitely some stuff I would love to see. And Nintendo tends to listen to fans a lot. Like, oh, Koopa Troopa Beach is too short in the intermissions. Well, let's give you a bonus lap so that way it's a little longer. Thank you. Here it is. Alright. I think my webcam died last time. Let's see if it does it again. I missed my first trick, so wasn't gonna get up there. Oh well. This is another one I'd have solely at night if I had options to. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. This was a track that I was so happy finally came back, even if they cut a big chunk out of it. Airship Fortress. Here we go. I said I'm not being ridiculous about this. Mario Kart 8's main theme. Okay. Mario Kart 8 is currently in the family Switch, and there's a Christmas tree in the way to make it a little bit harder to grab that thing, so I probably will have to wait until after the Christmas tree comes down to actually do anything with it, but whatever. Today was the first time I'd ever played Kirby Air Rider. I know it's been out for a while, but I had to give it a try. It's different. Definitely different. As a kart racing fan, I do enjoy when a kart racer does something different. That's why I like Genso Skydrift. I have a single submission for that one on speedrun.com, and I might definitely plan to do more. That's one I don't have to use my capture card for, because I bought it on PC for that reason. Because prior to having a capture card, I decided to get Genso Skydrift on PC, even though I have it on Switch. Just so that way I could do speedrun.com submissions, and then ended up forgetting about it until well after I got my capture card. So I could have chosen to play on Switch, but I still use PC for that. See, Mario Kart DS had 3 retro tracks that came back, and this was definitely the best of the 3. It's the simplest of the 3, but it was always the best of those 3 tracks. And that's Airship Fortress. It's one of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart, period. I just think Airship Fortress was such a fun track. Where am I going next? Oh! I did use BCL for it. I'm going to Bowser's Castle. Okay, I thought I used BWC. I guess I did use BCL. I guess it did make the most sense to me. Oh, hey! The top men from Super Mario Galaxy. How come I never noticed them? This is one of my favorite areas in this game because it's just super well crafted. The siren lights. Pardon me. All right. Let's head up to Bowser's Castle. I like how Bowser's Castle is technically this entire area, but there's a specific part of it that's the Bowser's Castle racetrack. Oh man, my throat's dry. I think I should still have some iced tea next to me. Maybe I'll take a drink of that before I do my next track. I know like a lot of people choose characters and vehicles to try to just be as fast as possible. I choose what I like. If it slows me down a bit, it slows me down a bit. There we are. That should hold me for a bit. Don't even need to look where we're going next. I already know where we're going next. Whoops. Too early. Oh well. It's crazy how far away Bowser's Castle is from Rainbow Road. I would have had Bowser's Castle and Rainbow Road be connected, just because it's so custom for them to be back to back like that. But it was kind of refreshing to have them be separate at the same time, though. Big Donut. It's funny, when I did battle mode for the first time, I was like, wait, Big Donut, and then I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even recognize it. Like, I didn't even realize it was Big Donut until I did battle mode for the first time. But it was cool to see it, though. I don't mind battle mode in this game. I'm not as picky about battle mode as most other people are, but I just don't race on it often. This is where I got Fishbone when I unlocked all my characters. There's a UFO nearby that you would grab. Yeah, I don't normally care about the Game Awards, but there was one thing that I did want to see, and it did happen. I wanted to see Mario Kart World beat Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, because I've played Cross Worlds, and you know what? It's a good game. It's a great racing game, but as someone who's played every other Sonic racing game, I can say with certainty that Cross Worlds didn't do enough to set itself apart, unlike Mario Kart World, that did do quite a bit to set itself apart from other Mario Kart titles. That's why I like this game better than I like Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, because this one actually... Someone in a Facebook group I'm in described it very well. Mario Kart World was an experiment that went mostly right. Was it perfect? No. But it was an experiment that went mostly right. Whereas Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, they played it too safe. They didn't do enough to set it apart from previous Sonic Racing titles, and it ends up just being generic. If you enjoy the faster speeds of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, that's great. But I'm a firm believer that, you know, the faster speeds in a racing game isn't everything. It comes down to how much fun I have, and I have more fun in this game than I do in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Just because this game feels better. And it's Kirby Air Riders, from the little bit I've played, I think is better than Sonic Racing Cross Worlds as well. Just because it's completely different than the other two kart races that came out this year. It plays completely differently than anything else I've played, and I do enjoy that. It is weird to not have a Grand Prix mode, though. Like, it's all select your course sort of situation, but I did find it kind of funny that Kirby Air Riders uses a very similar menu UI and everything to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, they just decided to take Smash Ultimate's UI and do something similar. Just like, try to remind you Masahiro Sakurai developed that game. We are already at Toad's Factory. Holy shit, that was fast. Ow. That sucked. Oh well. Yeah, Toad's Factory made me very happy when it came back. I know a lot of people were like, it wasn't as good as the original Toad's Factory, but I think they're about equal, in my opinion. There's things that this one does better than the Wii version, and there's things the Wii version does better than this one. Like, I don't know how to do the lake shortcut in the Wii version, and what they put in to replace the lake shortcut, as you can see, I'm decent with. Where are we going next? Ew. Okay. Not a fan of this next track. Never have been. I think that when you compare it to the other two, like, giant tree tracks that we have in the series, this one's easily the worst one. It's just a bit of a clusterfuck. It's got too much going on. Like, Maple Treeway was nice and concise, and Wild Woods just does have quite a bit going on, but never all at once. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't the only person I've seen that compared Sonic Racing Cross Worlds to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed and said, like, it just didn't feel that different. I mean, the only thing that sets it apart is that you have, you know, every time you go to the lap 2, you would change tracks to something else, which is cool. Oh, and my webcam died. Yeah, I need to get a new webcam. It is cool that you can change tracks, you know, every second lap, but I just don't think that that was enough to really set itself apart from previous Sonic Racing titles. Like, Sonic Racing titles always do something kind of zany. The soundtrack wasn't all that good, which was disappointing from since Sonic soundtracks are usually really good, and half the tracks it looked like just weren't that good. The tracks that came back from previous Sonic Racing titles, those were good, but the new ones, half of them just weren't that exciting. Alright. See, this track starts out strong, but then you just get halfway through it and it just becomes a total clusterfuck. Like, starting right here is where things really just kind of... It's just a clusterfuck of stuff going on. I know I'm in the minority on that, but really do not like everything going on in this track. I think it's too much. Alright, on to Boo Cinema. Let's turn that off since I don't have time to fix it. So we'll just turn the webcam off. Maybe next time I just won't use the webcam. Unless I get a better one. Oh man, I do like this next track I'm going to though. It's in my top 3. It's 3rd place, but it's in my top 3. I can see Starview Peak from here. Speaking of which, Starview Peak's what I'm doing next. I'm going to the theaters again pretty soon. I just watched Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in theaters, which watching that in this theater would have been really freaking fun. Yeah, this is easily the best haunted track we've ever gotten. Like, I don't know what mushrooms they were on when they thought of this place, but I love them. Yeah, sorry about all the red text. I was having trouble setting this live stream up, or this, not a live stream, but this run up, and it's caused this. Ooh, I like the Dex track we're doing. Don't care for this one. This is my least favorite track in the entire game. It's just boring. And I know I'm not the only one that had that opinion of it. Like, It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but aesthetics can only take you so far. You know, maybe I'll do a tutorial on how to unlock every NPC, because there's tutorials out there on how to unlock certain characters, and some of them are really hard to find. Like, the main one that one person showed me to use did not help me with Conqueror at all, but I did end up finding one that made it really easy. Conqueror was the hardest one to unlock. Just because you have to know where to find them. And that was it. The most boring track in all of Mario Kart. At least the Super Nintendo tracks have some elements to them. This one's just driving. This next track, on the other hand, is something else. There she is. Sky High Sunday. dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I actually really like this track, even in Mario Kart 8. I will agree, though, I like it better here. Oh man, my trick didn't register. Oh well. What? Okay. I messed that up somehow. Warrior Shipyard's next. Okay. Alright, let's see. Vanilla Lake. There it is. Warrior Shipyard. Well, it's at least raining. It'd be better if it was raining at night, but it's at least raining. Because this track, if it's not raining, it does not feel right. And you can come to this track when it's not raining. All right. Beach Beach. See, it's not raining now. Is this Fury Bowser? It is Fury Bowser. Interesting. Dragon Eel. Alright, we're almost through this one. Dun 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 dun. Salty Salty Speedway is next. Toad's Harbor, huh? Okay. Alright, here we are. This was one of the lesser tracks to me in this game. It's not a bad track, it's just meh. I had someone who compared this to Venice, Italy, and I agree. I think that's what they were going for, to be honest. Alright. Pretty hard to miss that one. Great question mark block ruins. Oh, the Koopa Troopa Beach that I thought we were getting. If they ever do DLC, I hope we do get the N64 Koopa Troopa Beach. And that they correct the name of Koopa Troopa Beach here to Koopa Beach. And there we go. Great question block ruins. Done. Dino Jungle. Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow Road. Well, this one's kind of like the Bowser's Castle area, where technically this entire area is Dino Jungle. The track itself, though, is the laboratory part of it. Koopa Troopa Beach. I believe this is Mario Kart Stadium and not Mario Circuit. But it could have been either one, to be honest. Here we are, Koopa Troopa Beach. And yeah, like I said, they made it recently where you do 2 laps around it instead of 1, which was a nice change. Ooh, I'm starting to wear out a little bit. Doing these 30-track races definitely do take a lot out of me. Ooh, my second favorite track in the game is next. Nice. Faraway Oasis. Let's go. Alright, we're almost there. Alright, let's try not to mess this up like I did Sky High Sunday's route. This one's a little bit harder than Sky High Sunday's route, though. Already screwed it up. At least I got that part down. That part's actually the harder part. Alright, Cheap Cheap Falls is next. Alright. Almost there. I'm joking. I believe this is Tokyo Blur, if I'm not mistaken. Which was always weird, because I always thought the music for Tokyo Blur didn't really make sense. Asshole. Here it is. Cheap Cheap Falls. This was a track that when I first read the name, it was not at all what I thought it was going to look like. Alright, I gotta try to be quick about this because I got something I need to do at 5 o'clock and that's in about 15 minutes. DK Pass is next. I'm just about done, I'm fairly certain though. I feel like the reason this one got the best racing game and not Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is simply because it did something different. It tried its hands at something unique in the series that we've never seen before. And also, I'm fairly certain the judges of the Game Awards really like open world games. Like, they seem to really like open world games, so there's that too. Some people do have that bias. I don't. But normally at least, but in this regard, I'm like, yeah, an open world Mario Kart sounds fun. I liked the idea of Mario Kart where everything was connected in an actual world and stuff. Thought that was really cool. I hit the bomb car. Oh well. We're here. DK Pass. The last of the 3 DS retro tracks. And of the 3, I think I'd say middle. It's a good track, but it's not Airship Fortress. It's better than Desert Hills at least, though. Alright. Dandelion Depths. Yeah, I'm almost done. It doesn't need to be exactly 5 o'clock that I need to do what I need to do, but it needs to be around 5 o'clock. Okay, I want your guys' opinion. Is Vancouver Velocity a snow track or a city track? Because I recently did an 8-race snow track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I did Sky High Sunday over Vancouver Velocity, because I realized I'd forgotten Sky High Sunday when I did my count, and I figured Vancouver Velocity was the one that was more of a stretch of being a snow track than that one. I mean, I live in Minnesota, so I'm close enough to Canada to know. They're not too... You know, that they're definitely covered in snow a lot, but... Alright, here we are. Dandelion Depths. AKA Planet Wisp. I know I'm not the only one to have made the Planet Wisp connection. I made it with Steam Gardens and Mario Odyssey as well. But I think this one's even closer to Planet Wisp than Steam Gardens was. Mario Circuit's next. Shy Guy Falls music, huh? Okay. Don't know why I did that, I just wanted to. It looks like I'm only doing Mario Circuit 3. Here we go. I don't know if I said this last time, but I really wish you had the option in like time trials or versus race to just select one of the 3 layouts to race a 3 or 5 lap race on. Because like I like the medley's cool, but I'd like to be able to race on Mario Circuit 2 by itself because it's my favorite of the bunch. Anyway, that was Mario Circuit. Moo Moo Meadows. Here we go. Yeah, I know a lot of people didn't like the intermission tracks, but I actually did. I thought that they added some life to Mario Kart. I wish that you could have raced 3 laps on all intermission tracks, but you know, what we got was still a lot of fun. Obviously, since I chose to do Traveling Plumbers. Although I could maybe do the 30 race versus where I just do the 3 lap variations of them. Or 5 lap in the case of Koopa Troopa Beach. Am I going to be racing it backwards? No, I don't think I am. No, I'm not. Okay. So someone did a video analyzing the tracks from this game to see which would be the most compliant to Formula 1 rules. And apparently, Moo Moo Meadows was the most compliant. It's also his favorite track of all time for Mario Kart, apparently. But found it funny that Moo Moo Meadows was the track that was most compliant with Formula 1. Alright, Chaco Mountain, then Peach Stadium, then Rainbow Road. Like I said, I don't know if I'm actually the first person to do this category or not. Maybe it's just the first one before the mods got to them, but I don't know, because it took like 2 weeks for the mods to get to my first Traveling Plumbers playthrough. Now this was a track that really kind of surprised me. Not that it came back, and that it came back so soon after being in the Boost Course Pass DLC, but that they completely changed its identity. I do like Mario Kart World's version of this track. I think that the identity they went for with it was a great concept, and if it was the very first version of Choco Mountain, I'd probably love it even more. Because a monster truck course is an awesome idea, and I'm absolutely down for it. It's just they should not have changed an existing track to be the monster truck course. They should have just made a whole new one. That was my idea, but I do think that the monster truck course identity is pretty cool. And it is faithful layout-wise, so it's not like I feel like I'm racing on a completely different track layout-wise. My muscle memory still kicks in on this place. Even if it feels completely different to race on. Alright. I was just clipped under the floor for a second there. Alright, Peach Stadium. Oh, it's the watered down Peach Stadium. That sucks. Oh well. That was the most unlucky bomber bill placement I have ever seen. That's also a name that I'm willing to accept, given the reason for the change, because it was originally Banzai Bill, but Banzai has a very negative meaning, and so they decided to change it to Bomber Bill, and I think Bomber Bill works just fine. You know what? Screw it. I had to do it once. Alright, let's do the parking garage version of Peach Stadium. I'd much rather do the actual Peach Stadium, but... the thing was, I can't start at Peach Stadium because I have to end at Rainbow Road. And the only way to end at Rainbow Road is to do Peach Stadium to Rainbow Road. If I did the 30-track version, I'd just follow the Grand Prix order. And done. Here we go. My favorite track in the game, saving the best for last. I wonder if I can check that real quick. Okay, my brother got to it. Good. I was about to preheat the oven myself, and then my brother got to it. Cool. Yeah. We needed to preheat the oven for dinner, and then my brother beat me to it. Hey, that's fine. Oh. You know, the first time I played this Rainbow Road, I cried. Like, I felt so emotional because it's been so long since we'd seen a new Rainbow Road, and they came out with this masterpiece. This is not only my favorite track in Mario Kart World, it's my favorite track in Mario Kart, period. It might not be the most difficult Rainbow Road. That goes to Mario Kart Wii. It might not be, you know, the most complicated track to race on either, because even in this game, it's missing some of the fundamental parkour mechanics. But what it was intended to be, a finale, it did perfectly. I can't wait to see someone recreate this in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Or maybe even Mario Kart Wii. I mean, sure, no anti-gravity for the space station section, but it's still possible without the anti-gravity. I'd argue it is, at least. Might need to put some liberties taken, but ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. Da da dun dun da da dun. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 dun. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Time. All right. I hope I didn't end that too early. That's time. An hour and a half. That's decent for me. I know there are people who could beat these tracks faster. I'm well aware of it. Anyway, that's it.